Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at one of the other features in VistaSculpt. I have a image here. Let me show it to you. I want to use this image here to make an epoxy resin inlay. And I need to take this image and create some 2D vectors with it. So I'm going to take a look at that, on how to do that with VistaSculpt. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click to upload the image, and I'm going to hit load image since I already have the image that was sent to me. So let's go find it here. There it is. All right, so now we've got the image, and what I want to do is I'm going to skip this preview, and I'm also going to skip the image restoration. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to change this to this feature, which is image to 2D vector. So I'm going to highlight that and then scroll down here and hit generate 2D vectors. And this will take probably a couple of minutes. Also notice that it's going to use 3 credits, but I'm okay with that. So we're going to go ahead and generate the 2D vectors. Okay, now that it's finished it generates the 2D vector previews. And here you can see it actually creates 2 different types. It's got this one over here called a center line, and I'm going to be showing you these a little closer, but you can see it's just a single line, no double lines. And then over here, this one is called the outline, and you can see you've got double lines going around everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save both of these, and then I'll bring them into my VCarve Pro, and we'll be able to take a side-by-side comparison and get a little bit better look. It's kind of hard to look at them like this. You can, this thing here kind of gets in the way and you can't really zoom in on them like that. So I'll start with this one, the center line. We'll click on it. And you can see I've already got one here, but I'll just overwrite that one and click save. And I'll replace that one that I already have. Okay, it says it was exported successfully. So now I want to come back and click this again. And this time it won't take as long since it's already done. You can see it just took a couple of seconds there. So now I want to click the outline, and I'll just call it this, and we'll overwrite it. And there we have. So that's pretty easy down and dirty, I think, to create these vectors using this VistaSculpt. And now let me go ahead and get this out of the way, and we'll take a look at this here. And this is where I brought them in. This is the center line. Again, you can see how it's just a single line. There's no double lines, but you also notice that there's like a lot of open vectors, so the lines aren't touching. So this would be mostly just to like do VCarve toolpath and do it on the line or something like that. So that's not going to work for what I'm going to use. So I'm going to be using this outline one here, and you can see when it puts the double lines, it also does some things that I'm not going to need. So like things like this, I'm going to end up deleting inside this R and this D, because I don't need it double there, but I do need it double out here. So that's how I'm going to use those. And now let me show you. I've already been working with this, and I'll bring up this other one. This is kind of what I've got going on so far. you can see the double lines I'm using because I'm trying to match that image. And again, if I bring that up, you can see I'm trying to match this here. Now, if you notice right in here, there's all these flames here because this is for a fire department. This is Station 12 at the Henry County Fire and Rescue. And they have these like flames here. So I'm having to try to, when I'm using my VCarve Pro, you can select the color for the tool path, but you can't really get too crazy. So what I've done is just put an orange color here for what will be flames, and what I'm going to have to do is mill some pockets in some test pieces, and then when I mix the pigment up, the mica powder or whatever it is I use, I'll have to try to do some tests and try to come up with something that looks like flames. But I'll go through here and reset this preview and just kind of run this through here, and you can see how it's going to work. And I used a dark mahogany for this picture. I've got some, really they were guitar body blanks, but it's going to be a face grain, and it looks similar to the to what's here in the Victric VCarve Pro. But it's going to be quite a long job because of the way I always do this stuff. I always leave it on the CNC bed. So if you look over here, you can see there's a bunch of different colors. There's black, sky blue, tan, red, yellow, purple, a light gray, and then kind of a darker gray or charcoal gray, a white, brown for the axe handle, and then this is the orange that I have, but what's going to be the flames. But like I said, I'll have to try to come up with something that tries to look like flames, and I'll have to experiment quite a bit before I ever get started on this project. But let me show you one other thing too. I thought I had a really good idea, and I guess it wasn't terribly bad, but I came over here to Google Gemini, and let's see, where does it put the okay, I need to search the chats. Yeah, it was this one here. I put in this, attach this image, and then asked Google Gemini. I said, using the attached image, create, that's the wrong one. Here's what I was looking for right here. I'm asking it to tell me how many different colors there are in this image and give me a list of the color hex numbers. And I thought that would be really helpful when I order the mica powder or whatever it is I decide to use. And it came up with this and has some hex code numbers, and I'm thinking, okay, I've hit the jackpot here. But as I look closer, it says that there are 8 distinct primary colors in the main design elements. And so you've got fire red, so I've got a red, and then it tells you where it is in the image. But then this is where it got a little bit screwy here, because if I bring this up, it says that the yellow is for, let's see, let me go back to it again. Yeah, it says the bright yellow is the inner shield border and the vulture's beak and feet. Well, when you come and look at the, let's see, did I click the wrong one? Yeah, there we go. This yellow to me does not look the same as the beak and the feet. So that's going to be different colors. So I'm going to have to try to determine what that is and figure out the hex code for that. And then there's some other things. I forget what some of the other things were. The sky blues, okay. The desert tan and brown. See, oh, yeah, it does. It kind of combines the desert tan and brown for the ground background color, and nowhere does it mention in here the brown for the axe handle right here. So got a little extra work to do there. But anyway, this I think is going to come out pretty good. And I'm looking forward to getting this project started. And obviously that's going to come at a later date, because like I said, I've got to try to get all the powder for these different colors, and then experiment, try to get some flames right here. But anyway, I did want to show you how that feature worked in VistaSculpt, and it's pretty cool, pretty fast. It only took, I'll have to go back and look at the video to see how long it took. I'll probably speed it up when I'm editing this video. But it was probably less than a couple of minutes to generate those 2D vector previews the first time. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. On the next one, I will be working on the 3D to relief, or the image to 3D. I'm anxious to try that one, so I may do that one next. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you're getting something out of these videos on this VistaSculpt. If you are getting anything out of them, please leave me a thumbs up. And if you want to make sure you don't miss anything, be sure and subscribe and turn on your notifications. Also, I'm going to be, I mentioned this in my last video, VistaSculpt not only provided me with the license to do these videos, but they also gave me 3 license codes, 6 months license codes to give away on my Hobby CNC with Dave show. So I do that every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, and starting this next Wednesday, June the 10th, I'll be giving away the first one of those. So if you want to get a chance to win a free 6 months license for VistaSculpt, be sure and tune into that. So anyway, I guess that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.